Yes, this is a Lego piece. It may not look it, but I assure you, it is. In this video, I want to dive into the obscure and strange history of a Lego theme that's called Lego Bigger Pinner. It's a pretty weird, but cool area of Lego history. And I'll do what I always do. We'll deep dive into it, we'll take a look at some mocks that use it, all that kind of stuff. Let's take a closer look, shall we? As you can see from this box, yes, this is indeed a Lego product. Bigger Pinner was a plastic building system that was patented by the Lego Group in Denmark. However, this item only sold in the Norwegian market sometime during the mid-1950s. And this was because Norway was the very first place outside of Denmark to produce and sell Lego products. So the production of Lego Bigger Pinner was kind of like a tester to see if customers took interest in the product. I'm sure you're wondering, by the way, Bigger Pinner, it translates to building sticks in English. So there are two known Lego Bigger Pinner sets. There's set number 30/1, which is what you're seeing here. It was the largest of the sets that you could buy. And then there's the other one, 30/2, which is a smaller variant. I haven't really been able to find any images of that set online. It's possible there just aren't any, but let me know if you know anything about it. The system is an interesting chapter for Lego. I mean, look at this. It certainly looks nothing like a Lego brick. But hey, yeah, I mean, they can link together in some pretty interesting ways, and they're kind of fun to mess around with. Apparently, Lego Bigger Pinner didn't really sell very well in Norway, so the concept was abandoned. But actually, Lego did play with the idea of making Bigger Pinner be compatible with another product, a product that they were still testing. This was going to be called Mline. This was kind of like the Lego equivalent of Meccano. Who would have thought? So apparently there was a bit of a push to remove the Lego logo from Mline boxes. They kind of wanted to separate things, and yeah, this wasn't like directly a Lego product. So there you go. Now, it is worth noting, Lego Bigger Pinner was not an original idea that Lego themselves came up with. There were multiple brands out there that had essentially identical items to these. And they were produced before Lego made these and after Lego made their own. As you could imagine, that does lead to a lot of people pretending that they have official Lego Bigger Pinner items when, well, they don't. But thankfully, there are a few ways to tell the difference between official Lego Bigger Pinner items and the fake stuff. The official Bigger Pinner sticks, they come in red, white, blue, and yellow. They also apparently included a metal rod that helped you separate the sticks if they got stuck together. But there were sort of different shades of these colors. As you can see in this image here, there was a darker red, a kind of ice white, a darker blue, and this almost orangey yellow. These colors matched some of the existing Lego bricks that were available at the time. So yeah, I've seen a lot of fake items online that showcase these pieces in green or gray or other colors. And sometimes you even see accessories like these, I don't know, weird half circle things. However, the half circle things, not Lego. And yeah, any colors outside of those 4 original colors and the 4 separate shades, not Lego. They are clearly fake. You can also find a few other like cheaper quality plastic items that look identical, but when you hold them, see them, feel them, yeah, you can tell that it's not the typical Lego standard of plastic. So if you're out there and you really want to pick one of these weird pieces up, but you notice that, oh, one of them's green or something like that, well, don't pay inflated prices for this because, yeah, it's not real. Don't be like me and buy fake ones online before you do your research. Oops. So yeah, some fakes are pretty easy to spot. However, some fakes are much better than others. Annoyingly, you can find some copies that share the correct colors, and the plastic feels pretty high quality, but they are still fake. So here's how you can tell. Official Lego Bigger Pinner won't have any markings on them at all. Things like small numbers or letters, anything like that, is a good way to tell that it is fake. You can also look for the hole and peg sizes. As you can see here, the Lego pegs and holes are smaller, and the fake ones are larger. And sometimes the actual size of the entire stick can be a little bit bigger or smaller if they're not real. Now, of course, the annoying thing about this is that you need a real one to compare it to. And well, how do you know you have a real one? Other than, comparing it to a few guides that you find online. I'll have links to that kind of stuff below. Yeah, other than looking at that kind of stuff, unfortunately, you just kind of have to guess. Because the worst part about these is that even the official Lego Bigger Pinner stuff does not have the word Lego written on it at all. And that's normally the surefire way to tell if a modern Lego piece is real or fake. And what's also strange, you'd think these little pegs on the side, you think, well, those must be the same kind of thickness as a traditional Lego bar piece. The kind of bar that you see on like a lightsaber. Well, no, they're not. It's a totally different measurement. These pieces are not compatible with Lego bricks in any way. So look man, yeah, these things are truly rare. They're rare because, well, yeah, they're weird, obscure looking things that barely look like Lego. They came in very old sets, and they were only sold in one part of the world. That makes it rare. But also the fact that there are so many fakes out there, and it's so hard to identify if it's official, well, yeah, that makes it even more elusive, rare, and difficult to find. I mean, short of just buying a boxed set, it's not going to be an easy thing to confirm its legitimacy. And good luck finding a sealed copy of this set. Because even the Lego group themselves, they, for a long time, didn't own any copies of this set in their own personal archives. Until very recently. You can see an image here of the Lego fan that graciously donated their own copy of the set into the Lego group archives. What a cool thing to do! Such a nice dude. So, that's the history and the story behind these pieces. It's a shame that these things aren't compatible with Lego bricks. It would be awesome to use these to make your own custom creations, but that's not possible. The closest thing I could find to someone actually using this in a creation is this image here by Oclerig. The piece isn't even attached, they've just placed a Bigger Pinner piece alongside this brick for a fun little roundabout roadside art piece. I mean, that is kind of clever. It weirdly does look like some kind of Art Deco or maybe Bauhaus style art piece. I kind of like it. And look, I threw together this little like stylized giraffe with some of these fake ones that I have. So hey, there are some fun creative possibilities with these pieces. Hey, look, I had a lot of fun learning about this chapter of Lego history, and hopefully you did too. And hey, I gotta ask, are you lucky enough to have one of these Bigger Pinner sets or pieces in your collection? Or are you like me and you're stuck with some fake ones? If you are lucky enough to have some official ones, let me know. I'd love to hear how you got them. Thanks for watching guys, happy building, and bye for now. Just to clarify, I am saying Norway. I'm not an Australian just saying, no way.